Amidst the horror, death, dismemberment, and shock of the 21st century Boston Massacre, so many questions and issues are raised. Some are immediate: who committed this atrocity? Some will require time. Are there ways to protect ourselves better against these type of attacks? And some are large issues we've been debating since the advent of our republic. Foremost among them, the tension between security and liberty. Now, far be it from me to disagree with Ben Franklin, a veritable font of wisdom, but it's always been perplexing that one of his most famous sayings has for so long been unquestioningly embraced. That saying is, any society that would give up a little liberty to gain a little security will deserve neither and lose both. While it's true that the human heart craves liberty, it seems to value security just as much, if not more. We want freedom, but also safety, and we have historically acted on the belief we can have both. Franklin said, when the people find they can vote themselves money, that would herald the end of the republic, and the last election would seem to indicate that's just what's happening in America. But the desire for security is found not just in guaranteed government benefits or desirable economic or fiscal policies. It includes the desire to live in peace, a peace that was blown apart on 9/11. Will all the law enforcement mechanisms investigating this attack in Boston, FBI, ATF, local police, state police, U.S. attorney, district attorney, take liberty seriously into account when they inevitably compromise the rights of some individuals in order to satisfy the collective demand to restore a sense of security? The most obvious example of this is the broad and aggressive search and seizure techniques employed in the wake of the bombings, which in ordinary circumstances would raise serious constitutional issues. But we will, of course, hear few, if any, complaints about that. And few could argue that the collective demand to restore security in the form of peace is illegitimate. Fact is, we have always sacrificed some liberty for some security. Just 7 years after passage of the Bill of Rights, the Congress did it with passage of the Alien and Sedition Acts, which were effectively an official version of a government enemies list. Lincoln did it when he suspended habeas corpus during the Civil War. FDR did it with the internment of Japanese Americans during World War II. Bush 43 gave us the Patriot Act, thought by many to infringe upon basic civil liberties. Obama has dramatically increased drone killings and domestic wiretaps. Heck, we do it ourselves today every time we traverse an airport by submitting ourselves to uber-aggressive security screening. These decisions were made at times when the desire for security trumped liberty and everything else. Fortunately, the force of gravity in America for most of our history has been towards liberty. We miss the mark, we stray, or become short-sighted with our desire for security, but then are drawn back to liberty as if by gravitational force. The Alien and Sedition Acts were repealed. Slavery was followed by Jim Crow, which was followed by the Civil Rights Act. Japanese Americans were eventually liberated. All because liberty is in our national DNA. It's natural to desire both liberty and security, and we'll continue to seesaw between them for as long as we exist. The question is whether our desire for security, broadly defined, has now supplanted liberty as the defining feature of 21st century America.